All right, so I hope you guys had a nice, easy week last week. This week, what we're going to do is we're going to move forward with packet number 6. So that's posted on Google Classroom. So if I were you, I would print that out, and you could follow along with what I'm going to be doing in class. All right, so let's get started with this packet. So first off, this is going to be packet number 6. All right, first definition is what is a system of equations? What a system of equations is it's a combination of two or more equations. The answer is going to be the x and y value that work or satisfy all the equations. So that might look something like this. X plus y equals 2, and 2x plus 2y equals 4. That's a system of equations. And if we let x be 0 and y be 2, you could see that it works in the first one. 0 plus 2 equals 2. And in the second one, 2 times 0 plus 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So that would be an answer. The answer has to work in both. So the next one is a system of inequalities. Now, a system of inequalities is a combination of two or more inequalities, and the answer are going to be x and y values that work or satisfy all the inequalities. Now, typically when you have a system of equations, usually there's only one answer. When you have a system of inequalities, there could be more than one answer. Like, let's take a look at a problem like this. X plus y is less than 2, and 2x plus 2y is less than or equal to 4. Like, let's let x be 0 and y be 2. In the first equation, 0 plus 2 is less than 2, and 0 plus 4 is less than or equal to 4. So you could see I plugged in those x and y values and it worked for both. Let's come up with another thing. What about if x was 5 and y was negative 5? It's a totally separate answer. 5 plus negative 5 is less than 2, right? Because 0 is less than 2. That's the first one. And then if we use the second one, we get 10 plus negative 10 is less than or equal to 4. 0 is less than or equal to 4. So that's another answer that works. So with inequalities, especially systems, you could have multiple answers. So let's move down to question number 1. What does the solution of a system tell you? That's this part right here. The solution of a system are x and y values that work. So maybe I'll write it again. A solution means x and y values that work for all given equations or inequalities. Okay. So now let's get to the problem. So Haley's baking zucchini bread and banana bread. We have some ingredients that she uses for both. It says that on Tuesday, Haley has only 15 cups of flour, so that's the total amount of flour that she has, and she has 9 total eggs. She has more than enough butter and sugar. What's a system of linear inequalities that she could write to represent this equation? Okay, so let's talk about this. We are limited with 15 cups of flour, so we have total flour, and we have total eggs. We have 15 total cups of flour, and we have 9 total eggs. Whatever we use has to be less than that amount, because that's all that we have. It says let B represent the loaves of banana bread. So B is going to be our banana bread. And we're going to let Z be the zucchini. Okay, so let's go through this here. Let's do the first one. Cups of flour. So I'm looking at the zucchini, and it says that for flour, it uses 2 for the zucchini. That's what the chart says. It's going to go on our flour inequality. Everything with flour goes there. For the banana bread, it looks like we have 3 cups of flour. So that's, everything that's flour goes in that inequality. For eggs, I'm going to look at my table. It looks like banana bread uses 1 egg. 1 for each banana bread. You could just write B if you want. And then for the zucchini bread, eggs, looks like there's 2. So that would be our inequality. And one thing to keep in mind here, some people get a little confused. Everything that goes in this top inequality has to be flour. People get confused if they start throwing numbers all over the place, but banana bread has 3 cups flour, zucchini bread has 2 cups flour, you have 15 cups total flour, you have 1 egg banana, 2 eggs zucchini, 9 eggs total, so everything's in the right place. Looks like that would be, let's see what answer choice we have here, 3b plus 2z is less than or equal to 15, b plus 2z is less than or equal to 9. This is going to be answer choice C. That's part A. All right, let's go to part B. What is the number of whole loaves of each type of banana bread Haley should make in order to have the least amount of the 5 cups of flour and 9 eggs left over? Enter your answers in the boxes. Enter only your answers. Okay, so we're looking to maximize how much we could use. So let's see here. We have 15 cups of flour. Let's do this for separately. So part B. All right. We have to try to find the number of banana bread and zucchini bread we could use, the biggest number for each that would satisfy all the inequalities. So I'm going to write my inequality right here. 3b plus 2z is less than or equal to 15. Now this was for flour. And 1b plus 2z is less than or equal to 9. That's for eggs. And I don't want to have any left over. That's what it's trying to tell us. So let's make a chart. I'm going to have loaves of banana bread and then of zucchini. All right. And what I'm going to do is, let's try 1 loaf of banana bread and 1 loaf of zucchini. So 1 and 1. If I plug that into my first inequality, I'm going to plug these ones in. I'm going to have 3 plus 2 is less than or equal to 15, and that works. If I plug it into my second equation, I'm going to have 1 plus 2 is less than or equal to 9, and that works also. So you could definitely make one of each. All right, so let's try maybe to do 3, or we'll try to do 2. 2 of each. All right. Now for 2 of each, I'm going to get, for the first inequality, 6 plus 4 is less than or equal to 15. That's true. And then for the second one, if I plug in 2, I get 2 plus 4 is less than or equal to 9. And that works also. But we still have some left over, so I'm going to keep going up. What about if I use 3 loaves of banana bread and 3 of zucchini? Okay, so the first inequality, if we plug in 3, we get 9 plus 6 is less than or equal to 15. That's true. We just came in under the maximum over there. Right, 15 is less than or equal to 15, so that's still good. And in the bottom one, if I plug in 3 for each, I'm going to get 3 plus 6 is less than or equal to 9. So it looks like we maxed everything out. 9 plus 6, 15 is still less than or equal to 15. We didn't go over. And 9 is less than or equal to 9. So it looks like I'm going to do 1 loaf of banana bread and 1 loaf of zucchini bread. So that's what part B is. And if you go over, let me show you what wouldn't work. Like say if you tried 4 and 4, if you put 4 into the first inequality, you get 12 plus 8 is less than or equal to 15. Well, that doesn't make any sense. 12 plus 8 is 20. That's not less than 15. So there's no way it could be 4. 3 is the one that comes in, and we don't have any extra. All right, so like 10 is less than 15, there's 5 extra. But if we do 15 is less than 15, there's no extra. 9 is less than 9, there's no extra. So that's why 3 and 3 is the right answer. All right, let's try part C. Part C says, on Friday, Haley has purchased more flour and eggs, but only has 22 cups of sugar and 4 sticks of butter. Which combination of loaves of zucchini bread and banana bread can Haley make? All right, so in this case, she only has, so we're limited with cups of sugar. Okay, so this is going to be part C. So we have 22 cups of sugar. So whatever we make has to use less than 22 cups. And we have 4 sticks of butter. And remember, we're going to use B for banana bread and Z for zucchini bread. So let's try to make an inequality with this. I'm going to look up in my charts that we had at first. And it says that for sugar, it says that zucchini bread for sugar uses 1.5 cups. And banana bread for sugar uses 2 cups. For butter, zucchini bread uses half a stick of butter. And banana bread uses 0.25. Okay, so let's go back down to part C. And it's saying, what combination of loaves of zucchini bread and banana bread can Haley make? Okay, so what we're going to look to do here is we're giving some answers. Let's plug in and see which ones work. So first choice says we have 8 loaves of zucchini bread. So part A. It's saying we have 8 zucchini and banana bread is 4. So that has to work for both of those inequalities. All right, so let's see if this works. If this doesn't work, we'll try another option. So let's see here. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1.5 times 8 is 12. That is less than or equal to 22, so everything's good for this first one. Let's try the second one, though. 4 times 0.25 is 1, plus 4. Well, that's not less than or equal to 4, so this is no good. Option A isn't going to work. Let's try option B. For option B, it's saying 6 of zucchini, and banana bread, it's saying 8. All right, so let's try this over here. All right, so for the first one, we're going to have 16 plus 1.5 times 6 is 9. It's less than or equal to 22. Well, that's not true, so A is no good and B is no good. Let's try, maybe C is going to work. C says Z is equal to 2 and B is equal to 12. All right, so I'm going to plug in 12 for B, and I'm going to plug in 2 for Z, and we get 24. Well, that's automatically not going to work, but what we would get is 24 plus 3 is less than or equal to 22. Well, that can't work, so it looks like the answer choice has to be D. That's the only one left, but I'm going to go ahead and just make sure. It kind of stinks when you have to try every single answer choice and the last one works, right? So let's see, for the last choice we have 4 and 6. Alright, so we're going to put 6 here, 4 and 4. So we get 12 plus 6 is less than or equal to 22. That works. And the last one, 6 times 0.25 is 1.5 plus 2 is 3.5, which is less than 4. So it looks like answer choice D would be our answer. All right, so that's all the time that we have for today. We'll finish this problem up tomorrow.